and welcome to my Flosstube number 98. My name is Katie Carney, and this is Katie's Stitching. I think that in my last video, I insinuated that my boyfriend and I were likely going to part ways, and we have, kind of. It's truly complicated, but we are no longer together after 7 wonderful years, and honestly, until the beginning of November of 23, the happiest years of my life. So that's been very difficult. If you follow me on Instagram or are friends with me on Facebook, then you already know this. The outpouring of love and support has been truly beautiful. Sorry, I have lip balm. I've been crying a lot, and I have allergies, and I'm chapped. But anyway, I'm very grateful for the peanut butter cups and the hugs and the kind messages and like really beautiful words. It's obviously a very difficult time, and I am tired and just trying to be nice to myself. I'm a doer, so this whole situation with him has been difficult. So anyway, that part of my life, that chapter is closing, and now I can mourn that and then also look forward. So that's where we are. Thank you for your prayers and your messages, and please know that they truly mean so much to me. I am very sad and very shattered and a little broken, but we are slowly piecing myself back together. So anyway, I have been taking care of myself by stitching on whatever I want. If I want to start a new pattern that I found on Etsy because Michelle McGraw sent it to me and I said, well, I have to get that, then I do. If I want to work on a whip, great, except I have not been working on whips. I have been a little bit. Y'all, I have so many projects to show you. Like, saddle up. We're going to try to be happy. No, we're not going to be happy. We're going to try to be okay. Because I like to have happy floss tubes. It's not early, it's like 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. And I'm singing at 11 o'clock mass, hence that I have to have hot coffee to try to get my vocal cords ready. I signed up yesterday, somebody backed out, so I don't know what I'm singing today. I have no idea. Walking in blind, God help me. Literally. And it's Lent, so everything's kind of sad. As always, I'm having a great Lent. All right, so I do have a couple finishes. This is not ironed, and it's not fully finished yet. I was hoping to do that this morning, but getting the iron out, and it's a tomorrow problem. Anyway, this is my March Quaker. I used the DMC conversion, which I don't remember what the 3 colors are. I think that's fairly true to color. I'm using a 18 count oatmeal Aida that I got at Michael's. This was really easy. It took me about 2 weeks of days where I just wouldn't stitch on it. So I really like it. I like them all so far. When I show it to you again next time, it will be in you can see right there, that's where February still is. It's only the 3rd. It's fine. I finished it at the end of February, so I was on the ball. Steph, she fully finished hers for the 1st and stuck it in a frame. I'm not that good, but we'll try. So anyway, that was my first finish, and I do have another one. Jenny I don't have words for how kind she is, but she had asked me a couple weeks ago if I used Flossaway bags, and I was like, well, I don't technically use floss away bags, but I do use Ziploc bags that are that size. And she said, oh, I have some from a friend and I can't use them, so I'm going to send them to you. Well, apparently, like Patterns, floss away bags cannot travel alone. So she sent me this little group of patterns called Words to Live By. And she also sent me, this is the Our Father, and there's no picture for it. It's by Anna Makes Things. And she sent me the pattern, which I can't show you because it's the chart. And she also got me all the DMC floss and a bag of Reese's Cups. That is a woman who knows me. So that was just the sweetest package. And actually, everything kind of came to a head on Wednesday. And I had started a project in the morning. It turns out I couldn't use the fabric I had picked out. Didn't like it. Had to frog it. And I came home to this box and was able to just start this. And like I said, everything came to a head on Wednesday. I was an absolute disaster. I had Lipton noodles for dinner and I started this project and I finished it this morning. She also sent me, look at the little DMC needle minder. Isn't that cute? So I did Have Faith. It's a little Quaker. This is on a 18 count Aida from an ornament kit that I got at the retreat I went to last October. And she sent me the blue floss that it calls for, but I had pulled out for the project that I didn't do. I had pulled out the two colors of Seashelly and is it cinnamon or cinnamon and Seashelly by Classic Colorworks. I had pulled those out for that small, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute to do the cinnamon as like the Quaker part and the Seashelly as the words? It says Have Faith. That's the one I chose to do first because it just spoke to me, so I started it. Initially, I had thought I would do all three of them in each of them in two colors, but different colors. I have another thing of Seashelly that's full. It's only been used a little bit because of Jen, ironically enough, in a flossaway bag. So I think for the other two, I will do the Quaker part, which is more floss in the Seashelly and the words in the cinnamon. And hopefully I'll have enough to do all three. I will be cutting it very close, but I really love those colors together. So after I finish the small I'm currently working on, I will do my April Quaker, and then I think I'll go back to these because they really speak to me right now. And that is Pray Always and Love One Another. So thank you so much, Jenny. It was just like I don't have enough fabric to do them all on here, but I'll do another. I might be able to squeeze it in. We'll see. And then I'm going to turn those into pillows. And just FYI, this was the called for blue, but I changed it up because I love the cinnamon and the Seashelly so much. And then these are the colors. Oh, she put them on a ring. I didn't notice that. Gosh, she's too nice to me. These are the colors for the Our Father, and it's just so primary, and I'm very excited for the brightness of it. So that's also on the very soon to-do list. Okay, so those are my two finishes, and a long story. We're already 9 minutes in. I'm sorry. Drinking the very hot decaf coffee. Let's get to whips. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. All right, so first off is in my Prairie Schooler Santa bag, made by Pretty Southern. I am working very slowly on the 1996 Santa. I do need to finish this month, but I'm pretty close. This one is very easy. I really like this one. The last time you saw it, I had very little of the coat done. And at this point, for the coat, I'm like halfway through it, but I've gotten the big part done. So there's that. And he gets skinnier from here. P.S. For those of you who have been following Market, have you seen the 2024 Prairie Schooler Santa? Because His hips do not lie. He's like really thin here, kind of like me, and then his hips go like this. And that's how I'm shaped. So me and the 2024 Prairie Schooler Santa have the same shape. Anyway, so there is 1996. I am using the called for DMC and an 18 count oatmeal Ada, one of my favorites. I love Ada. Ada's the best. So that's my first whip, and that is my like go back and forth to work whip when I don't have another traveling small. Like last week, I didn't do much stitching at lunch last week. I kind of just stared off into space and tried not to cry. Classy. Then I have been working on my big toe designs. I haven't worked on this almost since Monday. My big toe designs, Prayer of St. Francis. I'm never going to get this done for next month. There's no way. I will get it done for Mother's Day, though. Mother's Day is in May, right? And Father's Day is in June. I get those confused. I will get it done for that. So I have done another line of, can you see that? Yes. Oh. I have done another line of words and started the second line. I do need to work on this week. I love it. It's on a 32 count Winter Wishes by Hand Dyed by Stephanie, and I'm using DMC 154. This is also in a pretty southern bag. What I showed you, that is 3 full skeins of DMC and the start of a 4th. And I did find the missing 154 last week when I couldn't, or 2 weeks ago, whenever I couldn't find it. Now, I do have all these whips that I should be working on, so I did pull out my New Year, New Start from January of 2023, which is Lindy Stitches and To All a Good Night. And I'm planning to keep this out until there's 4 pages to this, and I'm very close to a page finish on the first. This is in a lovely Happy New Year bag that Jen got me last year for Christmas. Thank you, Jen. Like I said, I'm very, very close to a page finish on this. So the plan is to just keep it out until I finish the page. When I was initially pulled this out, I didn't look at the picture of it, and I was like, maybe I'm going to UFO this. Maybe I don't really like it. And then I looked at the whole picture, and I remembered why I liked it. I love the peacock. I love the little snowman and the sleigh and the horse, and it's quirky, and I remembered why I liked it. So I'm using the called for DMC. The only fancy flosses I'm using are for the house, and that is Meadow. And is this, it's not, oh, it is Cadet. It's Meadow and Cadet. I thought it might be Cadet because I've used that for several projects over the years, and I was right. And when this came out, I bought those directly from Lindy Stitches. But I did get the digital copy of the pattern, which went into Pattern Keeper beautifully. So here's what I have done so far. This is on a 20 count Petty Point or something Ada. She called for like a 16 count with I think her dots were bigger, mine are smaller, but I already had this. It's a huge piece. I'm scared to cut it. I won't cut it until I get down to the bottom. So that's what I've done so far. What I've worked on is I filled this brown in. I did the peacock, who I love. And then I'm working here on this gray section. So like I said, I'm very close. The page ends. I'll do all of it, but I'll do like half of this deer and this here. So that's the page finish. And I don't even think I start the cat. I don't remember. So that's the plan for that page finish. That's an upstairs project because it's got so much fabric. I just threw it on a chair. Because it's got so much fabric, I have to have it in my floor stand. Otherwise, it's very difficult to work on. I did get myself on Amazon a full pack of the Nerge. Are they Nerge? They're now on the floor. Yeah. Nerge hoops. I have one of them I'm already using. I really like them. I didn't get them last year when they were on Prime Day sale. But I had a gift card last week, so I grabbed them. And I really like that anthracite color. And it really does look like anthracite. I used to work at the Anthracite Heritage Museum, so I'm intimately aware of what anthracite looks like. Okay, so next, I cannot remember if I had started this last time I filmed or not, but this is Fabulous House series number 1. So this is the first house. The 4th one was just released. It's a cottage, I think. It's really cute. So this is the first one in the series, and I'm doing mine on 40 Count Stonehenge by Bestitch Me, and I have the border completed. It met. So I will say the 40 count is pretty easy to work with when you're using a color, but when you're using the white, it's very difficult to see. So I have to sit under my floor lamp for this. But I love it. I love how dainty it is. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep going on this one or try to frame in the next one. But this is on hold until I finish the Lindy stitches that I am supposed to be working on. So I'm using the DMC called for. The only thing I'm switching, she calls for Ladybug and Plymouth Rock both are by Classic Colorworks. I didn't have either. I did have Ladybug in Weeks, but it's like a black red, like it looks like an actual ladybug. And the conversion is DMC 347. I am going to use Weeks Turkish Red. So it's a deeper red, and I think it'll really pop off that gray fabric. And then Handwork Maniac, for hers, she's doing them also. She's using Blanc DMC, so it sticks off her fabric. I guess she's having the same problem I was, where you couldn't see the white. So I pulled a Blanc skein, and that's what I'm using. I'm copying. I'm going to sneeze, so hold please. Sorry about that. Then, believe it or not, I'm still not done with all my whips. Michelle McGraw sent me I don't remember if it was like a reel or something from Instagram, but it was Kira Lynn's Needle Arts. She has both a website and an Etsy shop. The website is for physical patterns. The Etsy shop is digital. And I downloaded the digital chart right away. Shouldn't have, didn't care. Downloaded that, and it went right into Pattern Keeper without a problem, which is always my favorite. So thank you, Michelle McGraw, for enabling me as always. This is Shamrock Hill, and I love it. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DMC colors. One of them is Blanc, but I actually pulled out chalk. So I'm using chalk by the Gentle Arts for my Blanc. I just didn't want it, I didn't want to have it be stark. And then I'm using the DMC otherwise. And there's one more color that I just don't have a tag for yet, and that's this brown. I have the tag, I just haven't needed it yet, so I haven't put it on. Started this yesterday. I am using, I had to go through my stash. This is my last, I might have one more of this. This is 18 count Natural Star Linen from Zweigart, and it's from Hobby Lobby, and they don't carry this anymore. It's got like some kind of glitter in it, and I love it. And if they still carried it, I would just go and buy all of it because I love it. But Hobby Lobby, I'm really frustrated with them. They really are turning to like housewares, like they're a department store, not a craft store. And obviously that's what's working for them business-wise, and I get that. There's not as many crafters in the world as there are people who want to decorate their home. But I just want to craft. So for me, it's not great. Anyway, I started this yesterday. Didn't get a ton of stitching yesterday. A friend came down, and then a handyman also came to start. We have a ton of little jobs around the house that need done. So this is my start. So I figured out last night that I forgot to put the legs on the other set of legs on that sheep. But I framed the door and the windows are in, and I'm just starting the white on the house. It's really hard to get a good look at this because of the shiny, but I think this is actually, is that as far as it goes? It's really narrow. Yeah, so where that green is, that's as far as it goes over. Again, I will not be cutting this though until it's done. But that's it, and I love it. So there's those 4 hills. She has on her website, they're like inns of all different seasons, and I love them. And I'm clearly in the mood for smalls, so I might start working on those. We shall see. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose again. All right. So then, speaking of Michelle McGraw, I messaged her and I said, hey, do you want to do a start together? We'll like go on Zoom and we'll start one of the Blackberry Lane designs. So, and she was like, absolutely. So I printed off, well, I didn't print. I photocopied this, and I wanted to start with, that's not the one I want to start with, I don't think. Hang on. There's so many of them, but that's not the one. That's the one. I want to start with this one, with the star. Love it. Well, I said to myself, I do not feel like pulling all of those colors because it's like a hate. Look at all those colors. And not only that, they didn't sort them by number. So it goes 310, 3371. They sorted it by, I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming by how many stitches it is. But like the top of the list is 310 and the bottom is 433. And my DMC is in photo boxes. It would have taken, I don't have the room to get all 6 of those boxes out at the same time. I have to get one out and then put it back and then get the next one out and put it back. So I just went to Michael's and I used a gift card and got this. They didn't have them all. They were missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were missing 10 of them. Those I will pull from my collection. But like I can't even hold them all in my hand. The pattern's only 100 by 81. It's like this big. I am planning to do that whole series, and I'm going to do it on a 14 count Rustico Ada that I had in stash. So yeah, that is that. And then just so you know, as soon as I filmed last week, my 3rd house in the Fabulous House series came in, and it is the greenhouse. So like I said, well, actually, so the castle has a border, so I could put that border in. But the greenhouse doesn't really. So maybe I should just do each one and complete it and move on to the next one. And also, who has all that floss to pull out? We'll do one at a time. That's what we're going to do. That does not go in there. A project folder. It says my Katie stitching on it. Love it so much. So yeah, that was a piece of haul. And then last weekend, I used to reenact, dress like I'm from the 18th century, go to historic sites, battlefields, camp, the whole thing. And then when I started 2 jobs ago, I worked every Saturday, so I really couldn't go to events. And then when I started dating my ex, we would go to the orchestra a lot in Philadelphia, so I didn't have time. We were gone 2 or 3 weekends a month. It was a big commitment. So we would do that, and I could not reenact. And my dad's been trying to get me back into it since forever. And so last weekend, they do a big dinner every February for George Washington's birthday, and also the anniversary of the founding of the unit, which is the 24th Connecticut Militia Regiment. So I went, and they didn't do this when I was a kid. You can buy tickets. It's a fundraiser for the unit, and everybody brings something to put on the table. And you buy tickets, and whenever your number's called, you go to the table and pick something out. And there was a dozen farm fresh eggs that somebody brought with them, and that's what I wanted. So my number gets called, and I go and I get the eggs. Well, it turns out they're in this beautiful pewter bowl, a dozen eggs, and I got the bowl too. Beautiful. So I think I'm going to do a big pincushion finish in this. I have no idea what. Something round. So pretty. So I won that. And then they just kept calling my number. So I won a pewter porridge bowl. And then I won, so my clothes, I lent them out a couple years ago, so I didn't have a full outfit. So I'm trying to put stuff together, and I needed an apron and didn't have one. And I used a cotton linen pillowcase, and I had to pin it to myself. And that's what I used to pin my short gown clothes. But anyway, and then I got this is a bread server, also pewter. Beautiful. I traditionally did not use pewter dishes at reenactments because they get very hot, and I never wanted to burn myself. I was more of either pottery or wooden bowls. So they also had at Everybody's Spot a quote from The Rules of Civility by George Washington, and I took 2 of them. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read them to you. Because it was fun, and George Washington is like my history crush. I loved him. I thought he was not perfect, but he was truly a giant of our history. And in many ways, also just a completely normal, self-conscious person. So anyway, be not angry at table, whatever happens. And if you have reason to be so, show it not. Put on a cheerful countenance, especially if there be strangers, for good humor makes one dish of meat a feast. And then, in your apparel, be modest and endeavor to accommodate nature, rather than to procure admiration. Keep to the fashion of your equals, such as are civil and orderly with respect to time and places. I thought those were 2 beautiful quotes. All right, and then the only haul I have other than the patterns that I bought is I put together my loom. I took Monday afternoon off, and I was going to do nothing. Remember, I had big plans. Had to go to the dentist, and then I made dinner. So it didn't work out for me at all, but I did get the loom put together. I couldn't string it that day because 1, I couldn't get the screws in, and I needed my dad to do it. And 2, all of these had to be glued in, and I didn't want to accidentally get glue anywhere. So maybe this afternoon I'll string it. But yesterday I had to go to Hallmark for my grandmother, and I got this bag, and it comes with a strap, but you're supposed to buy like different straps for it to like change your outfit. So I'm going to remove the hardware from this strap, and I'm going to make a strap on the loom with the yarn I showed you last week and use this adorable little bag for that. And then I can make straps in any color I want. So I was feeling quite pleased with myself for that. And I think that's all I have to show you. I thought this was going to be like a 50-minute video, but only a half hour. That's not bad. And you all were a great distraction. Thank you very much. As always, thank you for everything. Thank you for being so kind and your messages, your prayers, your thoughts. I feel like the last year has just been one horrible thing after another, and you all have really put up with that. So thank you. Hopefully, oh, I hope better days are on the horizon for me. Obviously, this is a difficult and dark path I'm currently on, but that will get better. Better days are coming. Easter is coming. Anyway, thank you all for everything. I will talk to you soon. Be well. Thank you.